MAGA elitism. Then there's the politics. Is there some concern in Trump land with the legal headaches and other problems that even if he is on a good path, as people say, that Haley does pose a problem?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, you know, there's a whole media thing that the Republican establishment is very anti-Trump. They can't stand him. And it's all the MAGA loonies and the grassroots who really love him. I think the opposite is actually true. Actual rank-and-file Republicans are far more resistant to Trump than the Republican establishment. Trump only got about half the vote in Iowa, only about half the vote in New Hampshire. But he has 100% of the Republican senators, basically 99% of the House members. The entire Republican establishment, you know, are behind him. You see this with the RNC. You see this with Mitch McConnell and Mike Johnson. You see this all over the place.
That's a great point.
That the Republican establishment, they're all Trump's Oompa Loompas. Except
wow,
Trump is
the Oompa
one,
Loompa reference.
Except Trump is the one who's actually orange. So
now, is that Dr. Seuss?
That's Wonka. That's
Willy Wonka.
Yeah, the hit movie that's out in theaters now.
Timothy Chalamet.
And of course, the classic one with Gene Wilder.
Yeah. Do you have a Willy Wonka feeling about this, David? Any reference there for you?
I don't have a Willy Wonka feeling about it. I mean, the point kind of remains. We've busted all the norms here. Yes, the establishment is with Trump because they know what happens to them when they cross him. Because if he sends someone after you in a primary, more often than not, he will get you. So that's why we're here. You know, they kind of see the writing on the wall where this nomination is headed right now, unless we have some sort of dramatic change, which we could have. I mean, we can't predict, you know, what's going to happen next week or the week after that. But this is the party kind of saying, you know, we don't want to problem with Trump in the future. If he's going to be the nominee, I'm not going to earn myself a primary in the next election. I'm not going to get a bad tweet. They don't want to catch him in that grief.
And I understand your point. I would just sharpen that it goes well beyond that when it comes to capsizing Republican voters. So it's not just, you have to support him, endorse him now. This is more at that cult level. And again, we discussed that, but I just want to be clear on that. And David, we caught up with you in New Hampshire, as you may recall. We didn't know around that time that might have been, if the RNC got its way, the last primary. So even more important than you might have known, but we'll see what they ultimately do. David and Shay, opposite sides of the aisle, but good analysis and history from both of you. We appreciate it. Meanwhile,